So yeah, everyone disagreeing with me, or at the very least most people disagreeing with me, has been the norm for my life. Being a man who was born with this appearance, looks like a white guy, and I'm a white guy, who also has a Māori family name because I'm Māori. You know, search up the history, see how that could be a hindrance to me because, you know, there's those two, undiagnosed ADHD, okay, undiagnosed Aspergers syndrome. You don't have any of these things. You've actually had long-term friendships that last years. You don't have these things. You've got employments, full-time employments. And you don't have these things because you do all your own housework. Shows you what they think of us, eh? My shoelaces are untied from just there. Let's do this. So I do my own housework, pay all my bills, I work full time, and I have friends. Therefore there is no possibility in heaven or hell or anywhere in between or wherever that you are neurodivergent. Because neurodivergent people, they don't have any friends. They're too useless to pay their bills. They don't have any self-esteem. Okay, they are too dumb to pay their bills or whatever. They can't hold a job, and everyone runs around after them doing their housework, even though those who do run around after them doing their housework are paid people who have a full-time paid position to do so. And it's not as if the society is made out for us. But my point is the fact that people kept telling me, no, I wasn't neurodivergent. I was just a weirdo, and I just got to learn how to communicate properly. I just got to learn how to do things the way everyone else does them. Because I'm not neurodivergent, because I do my housework. I pay all my bills on time. I have full-time employment. I've had friends that I've been friends with for years. There's no way that you can be neurodivergent, because they all know you're a bunch of idiots that don't have all these things sorted. Okay. Yeah, okay. And it's not that all neurotypicals are like that, you know, it's just the lack of knowledge. Because there's a lot of good ones, you know. And there's those who just don't understand, so they tolerate you. And the ones who tolerate you, people say, oh, I'm not accepted, I'm not loved, I'm just tolerated. Well, the reality of the situation is this. There's a high majority of people, they be polite, they be nice in order to make things function. But actually, if it came down to the bare knuckles, came down to brass and tacks, who's really there for them is probably a handful of people, possibly even less. You know, so, you know, it's not much different for us in that regard. It's just that we're blatantly honest 90% of the time, which means You know, because we are... we are born and raised in this world, so of course you can learn traits along the way. Of course you will learn behaviour patterns, or of course you learn how to avoid that topic because you know it's going to piss them off or whatever. Because you've had like 5 arguments with this person about it before and it went nowhere, and maybe even 6 or 7 arguments or 10. You get to my age, once you've had arguments with people and it's just not going nowhere after like 5 arguments or whatever, you kind of get the gist that maybe let's not talk about this person, these things with this person, but at least they know where I stand. Rather than try and save them from their dumbass ways. But then, you know what? When you're being told you're a dumbass and you're an idiot your whole entire life, and then you have all these predictions, right? Like, this is what's going to happen in 5 to 10 years' time, or this is what's going to happen within a year. This is what's going to happen. This is what my life's going to look like. This is what your life's going to look like. All this type of thing. You know what? When you're right about like 95% of things that in regards to your life, and you end up being right about half of the things that happens in world's events, and you end up being right about 90% or 95% of predictions you made on other people's lives, you tend to start thinking that you're in the right. You know, and obviously when you wanted the best for those people. Oh. The 95% for my life, because it always comes down to, I think this girl likes me. I'm going to go and ask her out. I'm going to say, you want to go on a date? You want to go do this or that? There'd be a straight up no. Or it would be, I will see what happens. Nothing happens. Or it'll be, oh yeah, let's hang out. And then I tell them, look, as we're hanging out, look, I don't want to be friends. I want to be more than friends. There's the end of that. It used to be about my career and stuff as well, but I've been pretty well correct about that for the past 8 or so years, apart from planning to go to China, and I showed up to the airport to go to China as an English teacher in 2019, I think it was, around there, and I had my expired passport with me because I purchased something that means that I ended up getting a new passport. I purchased a passport, got a passport done because I thought I didn't have a passport. Then I realised I did. So when I went to the airport, I had taken my old passport and didn't get out of the country. And then they say, oh, you know, this and that. Then there was the first COVID lockdown. So I ended up getting a position as an English teacher in Vietnam. That lockdown lasted for over 2 years. So I was wrong about that, but in regards to getting the factory, wrecking this, getting that, saving up for this, saving up for that, boosting my self-confidence by being able to hold on to all these jobs, I was right about all these things. And now I'm right because if nobody has sabotaged my opportunities, even though I've been open, they won't.